everybody, and welcome to Wounded Healer Tarot. My name is James, and I will be doing your reading today. This particular reading is for the sign of Cancer. Now, I'm going to be taking a look at... Interesting. I'll be taking a look at what energy is currently influencing you, for which we got the King. Alright. And now, I'll be taking a look at the energy, well that was quick, that you are currently embodying. Shark. Well, somebody's got power on their side. Okay. Now, to take a look at what you need to know at this current point in time. Okay. So first out here, we have the World. Let's see, what else does Cancer need to know at this time? What does Cancer need to know at this current point in time? Yeah, no, that's too many. No, thank you. Huh. Okay. So, we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And the colors in the King are very similar. And then we also have, at the bottom of the first deck I used, the Mentor, which also has some fiery looking stuff in it, even though that is the universe. And at the bottom of the other deck, we have Elephant, which has a little fire right there at the bottom where its trunk is. So there's quite a bit of fiery energy here, because also next up in the tarot, the second card that came out was the Seven of Wands. More fire. And then we have the Fool, which also has those warm tones in it, similar to Fuego. Very interesting. Okay. So I'm going to jump right in to the Wild Unknown Archetypes book to get some information on the King. Let's see. Alright. The ruler, the commander, the emperor. If our lives are imagined as a kingdom containing the entire spectrum of human experience, the king presides over it all. Through the lens of the king, we assess the state of our land, make decisions, and rule accordingly. Therefore, the king must be thoroughly and regularly vetted so as to avoid corruption. Recognize the dual nature of the king. He is either seated in benevolence and strength, guiding you toward peace, or he is oppressing the weak out of a need to control. There is not much middle ground. Some think of the king as the ultimate expression of the ego, yet the great kings of mythology and history serve from an egoless place. They take their throne with grace and humility, knowing the divine uses them as a channel to heal deep and long-standing discrepancies in the kingdom. Interesting. Once the king's relationship to divinity is broken or challenged, he often acts from a place of fear, scrambling to uphold his image and power. Okay. The king is necessary. He is a bridge between the eternal and the day-to-day. It is also said that it is necessary for the king to die. This is a death of ego, which I suppose makes sense. Let's see. I feel like this card coming out, right? I feel like it's I feel like this is really speaking to you, sort of like coming to the realization that, like, you are like a tool of the universe, a tool of the, well, no, not a tool, a vessel, right, of the universe, a vessel of the divine. And that with that, right, you know that you're being utilized to heal others. And you're doing so from an egoless place. Let's take a look at the shark. Alright. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. Excuse me. And I feel like this is coming out because there's some honesty that is required to bring either you or a particular situation into balance. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it is you, because of how the king was talking about, there being two sides of said king, right? And, one side is ego, and one side is the side that operates without ego. But with this description of the shark, right, it goes, or rather it starts with, the shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. And I feel like, it's the same exact thing with the ego. Like, if somebody's walking around unchecked and, just straight operating out of their ego, that's dangerous, because there's nobody telling them, like, hey man, you're not doing this shit for the right reasons. Like, you're coming from a place of control, and that's not where you want to operate out of. You want to just go with the flow. But regardless, moving on. Now, with the World, the Seven of Wands, and the Fool, I want to say that, you're going to be changing this behavior, whatever it is that, is needing to be looked at in the shark card. I feel like you're working through that here with the Wheel of Fortune. And it's like, I feel like this is something that has really been going on for quite some time too. And this is the end of that cycle and the beginning of a new, more healthy cycle. So if you are operating out of ego, you will no longer be operating out of ego. You're going to be coming from a more genuine, a more honest place. Because with this Seven of Wands, you're still going to be guarding your energy. you're just not gonna be like, you're not gonna be defensive, but you know, you're gonna be keeping a few things close to the chest there, you know. But with the Fool, you know, that's not going to stop you from starting over, starting new here. Which is interesting because 21 is the end of the major arcana. And then here we're back to the beginning at 0 with the Fool. And now to have the Ace of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles, you know, I definitely get that you're going to be pursuing something that, you know, either has to do with work or career. Either way, it's something that really lights you up, and it's something that you're like really like excited to begin here. You're really going to be willing to put in the work. It's going to take, you know, you taking some time to yourself. Excuse me. You know, whether that involves isolating or just taking some time to yourself here and there to go within and, you know, really like you know, like really like do the work here with speaking to both like the King and the Shark card. You know, I feel like with the Hermit you're really, you know, you're going within to take a look at yourself, right? This this 7 of Wands here, this guarding of your, this protection of your energy is you taking this time to yourself, taking this time alone to really work on yourself. And that's what's, you know, really gonna get you here to this 10 of Cups. So to have both the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, like, there is going to be so much fulfillment at the end of this cycle, or well, rather at the end of this last cycle and the beginning of this next new cycle. And, you know, here with the Moon, you know, there's a lot that's unknown to you about it. You're essentially walking through darkness with your wand. You know, your wand, your passion is your guide. Because no matter what, you know, with this Son of Wands, you're going to pursue this. Like, this was meant for you. This is with the Ace of Wands, and then that Knight of Wands. Like, you were really, really fired up about this. This is something that you really want to pursue, and it's probably something that you've been wanting to pursue for a while. You know, like with the fulfillment of the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, like, this is going to be quite the ride here, Cancer. I feel like, you know, you're really discovering yourself, who you are as a whole, as an individual. And in a sense, that allows you to sort of recreate yourself here. You know, you're really going to start integrating all the lessons that you learned. You know, you're really gonna see everything that you've been through for what it actually is and what it was meant to do for you. Because a lot of us have the mindset of, this is happening to me, not for me. And I feel like, you know, that's something here that you definitely need to work on, like the way that you talk to yourself now. With the Mentor being at the bottom of the deck, it is likely that you may find a mentor and, doing whatever it is that lights you up here. Whatever it is you're excited to pursue. Which is why, with the shark card, it's important to really take that time and, dive deep with yourself. Take a look at the things that you may be ignoring, the things that you may be avoiding dealing with. Because that's likely what is going to create the closure of the current cycle and create the beginning of that next one. It's just going to take some time and some patience, particularly with yourself as you go through all of this. Because it is not easy. It might sound easy, but it is not. This is not something that everybody does. This is actually the complete opposite. A lot of people will just sit in delusion, live in delusion. Because nobody is really going to be, I guess I would use the word, brave enough to tell them, like, hey, that's a little Looney Tunes. Like, maybe stop avoiding, stop ignoring, and actually do the work. Then you can move forward on your path, right? All right, Cancer. These are the messages that I have for you today. And I do hope they serve you well. Be gentle with yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.